Are we on fire? Let's check audio real fast. Probably, hopefully not on fire. So the goal for today is that we are very close. I've been putting hours in. Hours and hours and hours the past couple of days. And we're very close to having Stylizer fully ported over to C++ 20 modules. There's just a couple more interesting things to port. So like the dynamic mesh. Basically I have all the abstract things ported. So now I need to port over the concrete things. We also don't have model loading ported yet. And we also don't have anything in the I am GUI system ported yet. So once we get all of those things ported, we should be back to feature parity with where we were. And then the goal is that I want to draw a bounding box around our fish. So our goals are finish porting Stylizer. So goal 1. Goal 2 is to draw an AABB. And then goal 3 is to generate an AABB for a mesh. Okay. Yo, Russell pinning goals? Hi. How are you doing, Mr. Russell, man? Hi. Okay. So, you're a little eepy? I wonder why. I have no idea why on earth you might be eeping. Is that a Russell? No, that's not a Russell. Russell's illegal. Okay. So our first order of business... is to load a model. We need... Do I have the concrete model? I do not have the concrete model. We have the concrete image. We need the concrete model, and we need the concrete material. So let's start with the concrete material. So in core, I'm gonna add... Actually, just copy material. So material dot flat. Material a flat underscore material. I'm just gonna import material. API export imports flat material. And now let's come over into here. And we're gonna grab the core flat material files. How are you two doing tonight, by the way? How are you, Nabu? I guess I know that Russell's sleepy. AI is totally not the reason that Russell is sleepy. AI would never keep people up late at night. Never, ever. We want sling in this file. Wait from configured. Wait. Is there any reason that I should not? There is. There is, in fact, a reason why I should not just copy these wholesale. It would be better, since there are default parameters, to just copy the function bodies. You're a little eepy, but you're good? I see. How is your voice acting thingy going? Did that ever go anywhere? Do I want to know the answer to this question? Do I want to know the answer to this question, Evo? You're waiting for tacos? Can the eye have some tacos? Oh, it sort of died off. I see. Oof. And then the rest of these can all just be flat copied. Da 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 da. But when we straight copy them, we need to get rid of all the flat material specifiers. Oh wait, actually, and some of these are overrides, so everything but upload. Should upload be part of the material interface? Probably. Virtual material reference upload. Flat material upload override. Okay. Always tacos? Tacos are good. So we put flat material in here. Let's tell CMake that material dot flat exists. And let's see how this explodes in my face. Do, 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 do. Oh, material. Oh, we're exploding. Because I need to replace API with graphics. Do, 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 do. What else is broken? F32 by 3. F32 by 3 is not a member of attribute format? Huh. API. Render pipeline. Struct. There we go. So render pipeline config. Now you want tacos? Russell, see what you did? Attribute format. Is not a member. It looks like a member. Okay, so does this not work? And we have to take the long one. The vertex buffer layout attribute format. Looks like a number. But the compiler doesn't like it, yeah. Oh! Oh no! Oh, no, I'm small CPU. It probably doesn't like it because I need to import graphics. Stylizer.graphics. That's probably why it doesn't like it. Well, now it won't like it because I commented it out. Compile with the flag -- enable duck typing? What? That's called just using auto everywhere. C++ can be duck typed if you use auto everywhere. Like, even if you use it in a function, it turns the function into a template for you automatically. So, like, even functions get duck typed when you use auto. I think your compilation times, like, go through the floor. Sad. Does this work? That works. Ha. If I export this, does it complain? Yes. Huh. To do, why broken? Modules are still interesting in a lot of ways. Things that should work just don't. Which is kind of unfortunate. Do I need to import graphics? Because doesn't context... Yeah, context imports graphics, so no, I don't need to import graphics. Okay, oh, and I want common mesh attributes. Common mesh attributes, which I remember thinking last night that I should probably throw at the bottom of material. And it doesn't like that these are static. Teach your students to always add comments to their code so that when the LLMs come in and fix the code, they can read the comments and understand what the student intended to do. That's actually pretty smart. Why is texture view now broken? Ha! Ha! We even use texture view? Ha! Gosh! source code out from the create function? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, that should probably be static. Should not be static. Never mind, I'm a liar. Why did we break texture view? By tweaking the material. Stylizer texture view. Could these be in texture view? I am unsure. Well, yeah. So we leave them here because we'll get imported. Also, I now have a forward declaration error. So export struct texture. And now we don't want texture to be an export anymore, I think. What do you mean texture does not own a top? Ha! Web GPU texture. Struct texture. Well, whatever the fuck I just did seems to have fixed it, so... I'm going to assume that it didn't fix it. Fuck. So, and generic auto release supports. Texture view. Texture view reference. Previous declaration. What the hell did I break? And why did tweaking the material suddenly break SDL common? Oh boy, modules break my brain. Okay, so let's sanity check and go if we just turn off with the flat material, does it work? So if we turn on flat material, but put it in a different namespace, a different module namespace, will it work? Or is it just something about material? G-Beast? G-Beat? Hello, Mr. G-Beat. How are you doing today? Are any fun things happening? Well, I'm suffering. So, if instead of me putting... So what happens if we put this in stylizer.flat material? Flat material. And then we import stylizer. Oh, we're also going to need to import stud.com pat. Looks like. Glad you're just chilling right now. I'm in pain. For some reason, adding this file to the module set for core breaks the module set for SDL because it can't import something from the module set for graphics. Why the fuck that is, I don't know, but I guess we're here. I guess we're here. I guess if you want the concrete implementations, you'll have to import them separately. I guess that works. Or flat shaded material. Let's put this after material. Abstract material. Yeah, if you can... Are you gonna explain that one to me? You get a cookie. Because I certainly don't understand. Okay. So that's flat material. So now we need model. Well, model can now have this taken out along with flat material. So we'll import stylizer dot flat material. $10 this breaks us, Theo. Somehow. Did I actually apply any changes to graphics? Sure. The why broken is an important question. Sure, that seems to be fine. So this is a change to a knit. And this is a change to texture. You love to help, but you have little to no knowledge on coding. I see. Well, sit back and enjoy the suffering, because there will be lots of that today, I assure you. Now we have graphics. Design a knit. So we'll shove that down here. Did that build? Actually, that touched like every file, so we're gonna do like a full rebuild here. We should... At some point, I want to pull a reaction into a module. But that is going to take a minute. That's not a today problem, I don't think. And now buffer is broken. Huh? So what is... Graphics web GPU acquired from Core backend. Imported out model. Well, okay. So if it's complaining about these, what happens if we just stop using the macro? And just start defining them. That's probably cleaner anyway, since that was so small. Buffer. Let's go look at bind group. Get rid of you. Your type is bind group. We'll look at you, get rid of you. Your type is command buffer. Yes. We'll look at you, get rid of you. Your type is command encoder base. Get rid of you. Your type. Ooh, those are inline. Inline's a bad word. Get rid of inline. Get rid of inline. Get rid of inline. Get rid of inline. So your type is command encoder. I think we're fine with common. Get rid of you. Your type is compute pipeline. Get rid of inline. Your type is device. Get rid of inline. Your type is render pass. Get rid of inline. Your type is render pipeline. Get rid of inline. Your type is shader. Get rid of inline. Your type is surface. Get rid of inline. Your type is texture view. Get rid of inline. Your type is texture. Get rid of inline. And we'll go through the files and give them a quick trim white space all around. And now the whole program should rebuild. Oh, but we need to get rid of you. Oh, and your type. We need to do this. Over here is device. We have to do all this for stub again. Great. Get rid of you. Your type is bind group. Get rid of inline. Trim white space. Close all. Okay, get rid of you. Your type is buffer. Please stop. Thank you. Buffer. And white space, get rid of inline. Your type is command buffer. Get rid of white space, get rid of inline. Your type is command encoder base. Command encoder base. Get rid of inline and white space. Command encoder. Get rid of inline. White space. Compute pipeline. And white space. Get rid of inline. Get rid of inline. Your type is render pass. Get rid of inline. Trim. Render pipeline. Get rid of inline. Trim. Your type is shader. Trim. Get rid of new line. Trim. Your type is surface. Get rid of inline. Trim. Your type is texture view. Get rid of inline. Trim. Your type. Hello, Huggin. When my brain works goodly, I remember how to say your name. You are now Hug. Do you have any objections to being Hug? So that poor small CPU AI doesn't butcher your name? Even though it's not hard, it's just small CPU. Temporary to heap. Temporary to heap. Generic auto release needs to go away. You messed up your partitions and guess what? Did you fix it? Is it gone forever? Are you on fire? Did it explode? Did you secretly release FBI government secrets on the internet? I had to reinstall Arch, and this time you decided to try Sway instead of Hyperland. Okay. Sway is the slightly older one, isn't it? Am I correct in remembering that Hyperland is the Wayland one and Sway is the X11 one? Do I have that correct? I downloaded a beautiful dot. Oh no. Oh no. Command buffer. There's nothing wrong with DAW files, there's something wrong with Windows 95. I'm scared. Hold me. Hold me, I'm scared. Constex. Well, just say that they're const expert like it wants? I don't think I see a reason why it shouldn't be const expert constructible. It's just a pointer and an int. That should be const. Oh, but it's virtual. And virtuals? You look like you would be a great coffee-based drink maker. I just got called a barista. I'm GPU buffer. Why can't it be over? You did a totally great file editor in Python. Why do I feel like there's sarcasm in that statement? Should I be sus or proud? AI is unsure. So why does flat material break all of these? What does flat material do to break literally everything? Or flat material. I guess it instantiates shader. It instantiates buffer. If I import graphics, will that change anything? It's also not upset by flat material itself. It's upset when flat material gets imported. It's like we're fine, and now suddenly we're not gonna be fine. And suddenly buffer is getting overloaded. Why is buffer getting overloaded? Import os dom equals type here, dom part 2. Type the file name here. Why are you doing it as an echo? Why are you doing it on the command line? Why aren't you just using file dot open and write? Why am I here? Just to suffer. let's confirm that it's these things that are breaking it. Also, did that change to flat material cause so much stuff to get rebuilt? So you're gonna fail. This whole function's just gonna fail as the TLDR here. No, it's still upset even with those turned off, and it's upset about texture view, which we don't use. Interesting. So if we bring this back in material, export, import flat material. Flat, import material. Shouldn't need compact or slang for that matter. You have a recursive dependency. Why? Okay, new question. So we do what I was thinking about. And we extract these out into their own module. So we have a material module. Which is gonna have these two in it. And actually, we're gonna copy these files from input. You know, we're gonna copy these files from model. Good. Stylizer.material. Material. So we're going to need to import Stylizer now. Import material, Stylizer dot material. We'll uncomment everything. We might... So let's replace input with material. And now model depends on Stylizer material. And then we delete these. And we delete these. And we import material. And we export, import flat material. G-official, what does this do? Are you aware of something called Raylib? Because if so, what I'm working on is basically a Raylib alternative. Material on CPPM. We can now call this flat material. Is that it? How's that for a pithy explanation of what we're working on? What does it use? So right now it's built on top of, well, so first off, it uses a custom graphics API. But said custom graphics API currently only has a backend for web GPU. But web GPU has a backend for like literally everything. Stylizer core / util. Imports to the compat. The downside of this beautiful, beautiful creature is that it targets a whole bunch of very modern APIs. Stylizer.material. It's targeting like the latest version of everything, and the latest version may not be out yet. So like we're targeting the version of C++ that I don't think has been fully standardized yet. We're targeting C++ 26. And it's still fucking here. Why? If we get... So what was the other one? It was buffer. Device exports those, doesn't it? It does. It doesn't export texture view though. Export struct texture view. So we shouldn't also need that because we have the import. We shouldn't need to export texture. We shouldn't need to export buffer. We shouldn't need to export shader. We shouldn't need to export command encoder. We shouldn't need to export render pass. Or compute pipeline or render pipeline. And we should probably throw graphics in front of this. we should probably throw graphics in front of this. And now we wait for 10 years to see if anything explodes. And hopefully the answer to that question is a big fat no. Well, I'm expecting that it will. Why? And why are they constacks per? So what happens if I just don't define these? It doesn't like texture view. It doesn't like texture. It doesn't like buffer. It doesn't like render pipeline. So if they're redeclared, static assertion failed. In requirements, notes does not satisfy return type requirements. 0 buffer. Web GPU. Does saying it's convertible to const T help? Oh boy. Static assertion failed on... No, that does not help. Okay, but create works fine. Saying it's convertible to T reference help? Okay, does saying it doesn't have a return type requirement help? Everything is being broken right now. This is a travesty. Use of deleted function. Ha! Okay, so first observation. Getting rid of these is bad. They aren't magically already specified for us somehow. Second observation. Camera. Why? C++ 20 modules. Constructor cannot be overloaded. Error. Does chat have any idea? It certainly doesn't look like I've declared it twice. We're not... It shouldn't matter if we're inheriting something from API. Because we should be fine to overload stuff imported. Material. Does import Stylizer, but we don't export it. Why are you double? And it's like, I don't think I'm even including texture view here. And it's this specific flat material file. Okay, so if I just turn off everything in this file, is the problem gone? Yes. So if I turn on only the struct, and I guess not this stuff, are we okay? Yes. So if I turn on only the fields, we are okay. So let's observation, delete all this stuff. And let's also observation, hop down into graph. Oops. Guess I should have stashed that first. Oh well.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Not in core. Material.flat. Let's do the same thing. So let's turn off everything except the things we just identified as working. Stylizer, flat material. Shouldn't need this stuff. We should just need to import material. Included, and let's export, import flat material. I was expecting this stream to go really fast. And now I've spent like an hour trying to get flat material to work. Everything is awesome. I am very curious what the part of this the build system doesn't like is. So like material.flat compiles fine first time. But now when we import it other places, will it be less fun? So far, no. We want to go into model. Actually, I can't turn that on yet. Okay, so let's turn on these. And everything is working. So let's turn on this. Oh, first order of observation, import texture. That sounds important. Was that the whole problem? No. So that should have been fixed when we extracted it out. So that worked. So now let's turn on this stuff. So it seems like at the moment all of our fields are working. Let's make struct code. And we'll wrap this all up in a struct. That way I can lapse the struct. Note this. I can't do hashtag region code, can I? No, we don't respect that. Unfortunate. This struct exists purely so that the code can be collapsed in the editor. Struct. Okay. Create. It's turning on the create function, explode everything. It's going to explode something because this now needs to be code source. Model got built fine, so that seems to be working. So there's some texture stuff happening here. Let's see what happens. Can't create. The output is abstract, so we'll hide that away for now. Let's see how many of these break everything. Textures.
Every core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
So this function breaks everything. Is it the function? It's the body somehow. Is it? The model's compiled, so it's the body somehow. This function break anything? I wonder if it's span from value that's breaking stuff. Huh. I have pretty high confidence that this function won't break anything. Correct. I also have relatively high confidence that this function won't break anything. But my confidence is lower than with the last one. Okay, that function didn't break anything. Let's go hard and see if this function breaks anything. I expect that this one will. So my hypothesis is correct, and the span from value on a group is a problem. Then this should trigger it. Model. Okay, so that one worked fine. Let's extract this out and see if this is the problem. Auto span equals that. And model worked fine. Okay, so let's see if create works. Look, the class should no longer be abstract. So create should hopefully work. It's probably abstract because we need this stuff. No, create breaks things. Create. What is create break? Exactly. Okay, weird thought. If create exists in a different function file, does this break? Yes. Huh. So what's this first error? Right from here. Failed. Including a render pipeline. Method macros. Current backend. From context. From API. From common. So if I go through all of these, and give them an import stylizer, will that help? No. I do the opposite. And I get rid of the stylizer in window. Will that help? Yes. What does common import? Common doesn't... Oh, but we want this to be an export. So common should only give us stylizer. There's only an issue if these directly include stylizer or anything that exports stylizer. Huh. Student math double included is probably not ideal. Um... Hmm. Oh. No, I didn't do anything. Flat material's not exporting anything though, so why does flat material, does material import frame buffer, surface, so is the fact that flat material's bringing in texture a problem? We just pull flat material out of the export list. And then we'll be able to use it. So what happens if we make a new module set for the concrete implementations? Is this a module set problem? It's like if I make this an impl, and now we add a new library. Just called Stylizer. And we target link libraries Stylizer, public, Stylizer, impl. API won't be able to include fat material in this case. Only have to import Stylizer. Will this fix anything for us? Included twice, that's a problem. That's included twice, which is a problem. I have a problem. Imp. It's done math. Imports the .compacts. Said math.sling. And now in model, can we import Stylizer dot flat material? No. Can we do it first? No. We've identified that somehow the create function Hmm. So if we update this, we don't need flat material in model. The model build's fine now. But we import stylizer.flat material. Breaks things. We don't export the struct. It breaks things. This was supposed to be the easy part. Okay, so we don't import anything. We don't put it in Stylizer. We just grab the file and plop it in. Does it break things? /util. Studmath was not declared, so we'll import studmath.sling. We need a bunch of stylizers spread throughout now. Um. Graphics, 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 graphics. Interesting observation, though. We should probably update textures to be using stylizer textures instead of back-end textures. Stylizer. Graphics, 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 graphics. Missing anything up top? No, what's the first error? Stylizer. 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 Create frame buffer. Stylizer. Stylizer. Oh, I missed stylizer. Stylizer. So this all works. Okay. Great. Let me get the change to frame buffer while I'm looking at it. Virtual fonts texture reference color texture. Const. And we're going to const cast frame buffer pointer this and return color texture. And now in hello, don't gotta do any of this. We can just call color texture. So there's nothing wrong with the code. There's something wrong with how the module system is exploding. So one possible solution is that we bypass the module system. So if we just include, right? So if we make literally what we have here an include file, what I can do is I can go flat material.hbp. And I can go namespace stylizer. And then here we can include stylizer core flat material.hpp. And that will just completely bypass whatever is breaking the module system. You're back? The power went down? Oh no. And we can even do this in model. You can grab or flat material. And all this should now work. Why the hell does the modules system not work? Well, I'm not gonna agonize over the answer to that question. I'm just gonna say that I got something working. And I guess move on. So storage. Model. Flat. There is flat material. Flat. Storage model. Hi Leo, thank you for the lurk. Let's squash this in. Why does implementing... Thank you for being Doxy? What did I ever do to deserve this? Implementing flat material as a module break everything. Something is broken in CMake. I don't know where flat material is. Material.flat. Comment you out. Comment you out. I'm so confused. Well, does that just mean you just delete the module cache? How much will that fix? This path makes me very happy. I'm very curious if implementing the two frame buffers will break anything. So let's try it. Module Stylizer core. But we want them to import frame buffer. I think we also want them to export structs and export structs. This is frame buffer dot color depth dot cppm, and this is frame buffer dot single texture dot cppm. Stylizer frame buffer, single texture, frame buffer. Actually, we'll just use the struct name. Okay. If we rebuild all of this and it still has a module dependency error, but like it can't solve, I'm gonna be very upset. I'm hoping what that meant is that I deleted the file. And like the file, I deleted the material.flat module. And the files were all still there. I'm hoping that's what that meant. So everything is currently working. So let's discard the changes to model and ask again if everything is currently working. Let's come in here. We're gonna add the frame buffers. Export, import. Single texture. Export, import, color depth. We need to replace API with graphics. Need to replace API with graphics. We need to pull in bitwise operators. That's what I was expecting the flat material process to look like. Not the multiple grueling hours of pain that we just experienced. So let's discard Hello Gooey. That needs to go into flat. Hello? I said that needs to go into flat. And now we'll do color depth, color depth, color depth, or color depth, frame buffer. Core, single texture, frame buffer. Or did I have frame buffer? Let's put these right after frame buffer. Color depth, color depth. Single texture, single texture. Both of these followed by material. Both of these followed by material. And we also want flat to be there. Fly. Warning.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
But it seems to be working. What else I need to port across?
To ATO.
I guess it's the frame buffers. Have the flat shaded material.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Which I think means we just need to get model loading going. So new file, load.cppm. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Need one more thing. Model, dynamic. Well, so actually, let's just copy mesh, dynamic mesh. Delete you. Go into model, dynamic mesh. dynamic mesh. We would like to import mesh. We would like to export dynamic mesh. And go down the line adding bodies. Just look up attributes. Yep. Available attributes. Yep. Attribute indices. Yep. Attribute offset. Yep. Indices view. Meshlets view. Vertex count. Add vertex attribute. Set index data. Clear index data. Verifying. And let's see what breaks when we throw that on the list. Guess under mesh. And we throw that on the list. Export, import, dynamic mesh. It's mildly upsetting how easy that was. Okay. We'll go model, dynamic mesh. Dynamic mesh followed by instance data. Mesh, dynamic mesh, instance data. Cool. And now we should be able to go load, not CPPM. I'm gonna copy over mesh. We're gonna delete all of this. Load. Don't think we're gonna need move and make owned macros. We're gonna bring in dynamic mesh. And now from dynamic mesh, we're going to load tiny OBJ model. We're going to bring in third party. Third party tiny OBJ loader model, third party OBJ loader. And we're going to include Do I... do I need... I do need an implementation defined. Hello, Dizzy. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing better than I am. I'm suffering. Should probably also import model. And since we're using it, we should probably also include the flat material in here. I'm suffering. This was supposed to be really fast and it was not really fast. And then model, and we want to steal the load function here. And then in model dot cppm, we want to steal these implementations. And we want to throw them at the bottom of this file. We want to make all of this tabs. We want to export these. The bottom here, we want to implement load.cppm. And in API, we want to export, import, load. Cool, it broke. Fantastic. Load file. What do I need to import for load file? Stylizer load file. Load. Stylizer load file. Apparently we defined flat material. Import stylizer dot image. We're going to link against stylizer image. Cannot declare these static here. Too few arguments, so we should take out the defaults that we've disabled. And we broke the compiler. Fantastic. Okay. So if we disable load, hopefully that will fix the compiler exploding. Good. Um. Image has load just fine. Inline namespace images. So I didn't break load. Okay. And building the load module doesn't break anything. But exporting the load module does. Fantastic. Well, I guess what we're gonna have to do for right now is we're going to comment out load. I'm gonna comment out these, and instead we're going to import stylizer.model. And we're gonna have to comment out this. And load is breaking everything now. Fantastic. Do we need load file if we have image? I think so. So are we gonna have to do the same hack? Well, it's working good enough. We're past the point I wanted to hard cut off today. Let's go image. Load. Memory. And let's go model load. Do. Why does importing load into the API file break everything? I don't like that I have multiple why does it break everything's happening here. That makes me not happy in the slightest. Image, memory, load. Perfect. Does everything here build? Can we get... If we can get everything running with this, I'm happy. As time goes on, all of the pain points will get better. So as long as we can get it working, I'm happy. Okay, and one last little hurrah. I am going... Oh, we'd like to embed stuff. So let's just wholesale copy this for the moment. So let's take out high-level.cpp from here. And let's merge these. So let's rename this to high-level.cppm. Inline is going to become export. Also going to export this. So let's do body grabbing. Body grab. So this is a module. Export module. Stylizer.I'm doing. We're going to need to include both of these files. Let's grab begin frame. And let's grab end frame. And then let's grab draw. And we're going to have to import Stylizer. And we're also going to need to import studmath.sling. Cool. So we're going to commit. Oh, we don't have file embedding in core. Okay. Let's go fix that fast. Let's go with style. So we have the I am going. We have the low level API. And then we have Stylizer I'm GUI, Stylizer I'm GUI, files, high level.cppm. We have the high level API. And then actually delete CPP. And then in CPPM, we also include style. Don't need all this. And before that, this was gone. We didn't set up Stylizer style. We'll amend. And now this is Stylizer style. A nicer default style. We'll push that and then we'll check out here so none of that gets applied. Because over in core, we need to go third party. And we need to add submodule course Stylizer get modules. We need to add embed in here. So get submodule add embed. And now in in the CMake for core. We need to add subdirectory embed and create the function. Cool. And so now over here, we should have core file embedding. And now we should be able to check out I am GUI.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
And we should be able to come down here and we should be able to link against Stylizer I am GUI. Oh boy. So we need to import stylizer.window. And we need to import actually we just need to import stylizer.graphics. Graphics Stylizer API, Stylizer graphics. Let's see how on fire this catches. Stylizer API. Stylizer. Underscore graphics. Graphics.cpp. It's not in. Oh yeah, let's import stub. So we want to import Stylizer graphics stub. And we want to import stylizer.graphics.webgpu. Stylizer graphics H. What is graphics stub called? Stylizer.graphics.stub. Yeah. we not get stub automatically? Sure. Oh, but we don't link it. Really? We'll stub down. Add library current backend. And we'll link stub. Stylizer graphics. Stub. API becomes graphics. I'm going to import API. API becomes graphics. I am going to import API. Connection raw. Util. Errors.
Mission 41B, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
So where is this happening? Window.h. So we need to import Stylizer dot errors. I saw some API. Window.cpp. Imports. Actually, that needs to be up here. Import Stylizer. That should actually fix. Should bring errors with it, I believe. Stylizer graphics error becomes Stylizer error. API becomes graphics. Import graphics becomes API. Graphics error becomes error. Import Stylizer, which brings graphics, I believe. And this is ish and def Stylizer. I'm GUI in module diff. I'm not going to do any of these imports in the module. So in the module, we're going to define. Actually, slag this down. Maybe we won't do that. We'll see. Window does not name a type, so we'll import stylizer.window. API was not defined, so API becomes graphics. We need reaction. Well, that's taking a while to build. Okay. Let's respread this out. So this is low level. Low. This is also low. And this is high. So low, high, nicer default. Just this line. So this line followed by these lines. Just these lines. Just that line. Let's push. And let's see. If over in hello, we can't import stylizer.IamGUI without catching on fire. Cool. And so now we should be able to create a stylizer. IamGUI from context and a window. Fantastic. I believe that's because this is inline static. And we should go if in module export. And if in module export. And then we can slide that down here. Undefined reference. Because they are... shoot. They are coming in inside the module. We don't want... We want them to link with the ones outside the module. Can I import up here? Sick. No window backend supported by the IMGUI implementation available. And this should be graphics. Ample. Stylizer graphics, web GPU available. Does graphics not set that anymore? The backends, web GPU. Let's go target, compile options, stylizer graphics, web GPU, public. Dash ding, web GPU available, and we'll do the same thing in stub. Now let's do it in Ample. Well, we do, it just got lowercase. Good to know. So then we should also be doing... Let's also do it in stub, stub Ample, stub available. So in here, in graphics, these are both init, I believe. And this is device. So we'll drag init down to the bottom, and we'll drag device. Delete. Okay, is device. Where does backend? Device does. Okay. Now backend. Stub. Target. Link libraries. Current backend should include stub. And that should go into device. And we're gonna delete build. Do a full rebuild. And while that's going, gonna take a hot minute. So I think we're gonna call the stream here. Thank you everybody for watching. AI is gonna go disappear real fast. Bye-bye.